So, what is your growth plan? Do you have one? Well, let's find out the growth zone you need to be in so that you can move forward, reach your potential, live your best life, and just make an awesome impact in others' lives. So, it is growth time, and I will share that I was in a spot. So, there I was on the physical therapy table. I was 3 months into a grueling rehab. I had torn and actually had extreme tendonitis in my quad tendons. And I was 3 months into the 6-month rehab, and I was struggling. I was confused. I was uncertain. It's like, what's going on? Because if that wasn't bad enough, 10 months earlier, I had just got to the edge of that dream, playing professional basketball, and I was right there in La La Land. LA had signed a contract with the Clippers and was thrilled that the opportunity, the chance to reach the goal was right there. And then boom, I landed on Rodney Rogers' foot, was going up for a crazy dunk, and I landed on his foot and blew out my ankle. 3rd-degree sprain, might as well have broke the dang thing. And that created about 4 months of rehab. So I just gone through one major injury, here was the next, and everything to try to chase that goal and the dream or whatever you're pursuing just seemed like down, like it was out. And here I was in the midst of this PT session thinking, man, like, how do I grow? Like, how do I move forward? Like, I was passionate, excited. I had coach, I had God on my side at that point, and I'm like, I was on his team. I was thinking, how do I move forward? How do I grow? Like, I'm stagnant. Like, this stinks. So what I found is that created anxiety, like stress, just not being clear on where I should grow or awareness of what places I need to grow. Heck, if I at least had that, then I've had some more confidence, some more strength, to at least know I was channeling and something was shifting or changing in my life. But it didn't feel like that. So what I learned through that journey, and as I continued on the course of the next 20 years of my life, and obviously basketball went to the wayside, but I learned and grew and got clarity that there are definitely growth zones in life. There are zones that we need to grow through. And it brings clarity to where we need to move and how we need to grow. Because most people don't have a plan for growth. They don't know how to move forward during that season of adversity or challenges. And so it becomes very confusing and frustrating. You just feel like you're kind of stuck. You're not getting to your goal and you're not progressing. So in this space, I've learned that there's really three growth zones of life. I'd say there's 3 growth zones in leadership, but that's for maybe next week. So when I mean life, I mean not just like financial, career, vocation, family, like those are areas that need growth. What I'm talking about is your life, you. Yes, your growth, your life, the concept of being alive, having exuberance, enthusiasm, and joy, not being weighed down by adversity and stress, and really being free to be your potential. So in that, there's places that we need self-growth and self-development. And the 3 zones, I'll just go through them real quick and kind of share with them. And maybe you can figure out for your life or your journey where you need that growth, where you need to focus your attention on, where you need to come up with a plan. The truth is, without a plan, we fail. And without a plan, we fail miserably. So having a plan of action is important. So the first major growth zone I learned over the years was the power of you. And it was through a series of events and adversities and struggles that it became clear that we as people have to spend time in this growth zone with the power of you. So what is the power of you? Like, here's a simple version. It's being clear on your humanity and being clear on your divinity. You see, our power is when we're very clear on human purpose and the divine purpose, and how that mixes together to help us walk in 100% power. So divinity plus humanity equals 100% power. And a little layer of that is how to get clear on your why, like your purpose, like your motivation. How to get clear on your principles and your values and how you're going to operate in life. And then what is your goal on earth? Like, what is your plan? Like, what is your purpose? Like, how does that express as a human being? That's an important part to understand growth in that area. It builds confidence, it builds strength, it builds a North Star. And then you got to look at your divinity. Like, how do you grow in understanding God and God's place for you? Like, what is your purpose? Like, why did God create you? And how does God see you? And then what does God expect from you? Like clarity in these areas and our growth through this growth zone of the power of you brings a tremendous amount of confidence, security, and really moves you and helps you navigate through adversity. Because we need that self-mastery is what I've learned in my own journey. And self-mastery of that power of you is not you fully arrived, you fully got it. Just that, sometimes you need more growth in that zone. The second major zone, and this was really what was clear during that time of on that PT bench, like on that physical therapy bench, getting grinded and getting torn up. Not a fun process. But what I was really needing growth in was my beliefs. And the power of our beliefs are extremely impactful. And so we wrestle with what we believe. We wrestle with beliefs that either move us forward. We wrestle with beliefs that limit us. So you have these buckets of belief, like limiting beliefs, beliefs that we adopt or believe or grow up with, that limit our growth, that limit our potential, that limit the opportunity for relationships and leadership and business and growth. And then on the flip side, we have like an ally. If the limiting beliefs are enemies that hold us back for growth, then we have allies, and that's empowering beliefs. And those beliefs are ones that move us forward, get us closer to our goals, empower us in the way we think, in the way we move, in the actions we take. They bring clarity and resolution. But many times we need to self-master our beliefs. And it's not a one-time place, but there's growth that needs to happen in our seasons is what I learned. And master that our beliefs, our truths, the choices that we make really impact the direction we go. And that's the direction in how we feel about ourselves, how we feel about our circumstance or our situation. So it's this other big growth zone, the power of our beliefs that we've got to come to grips with in our story, in our adversity. We need to get a handle on that. We need to grow through that. And then the third really major growth zone that you may find yourself in life, meaning just how you grow. We struggle. That's our major struggle in life, dealing with ourselves, growing through ourselves so that we can be our best. The third one is interesting. I call it the power of personal liberty. The power of personal liberty. And personal liberty is all about your freedom, like your freedom internally, how you feel, how you show up each day. Like our internal freedom and the joy and the life and the exuberance and the love that we're able to share and express is powerful. And we have to grow in that because our personal liberty, there's a lot of things that weigh it down, that weigh us down. And we can grow in this phase. And there's really a concept to put out as a coach that there's really three places we need to focus our growth on to increase our personal liberty, to increase our personal freedom, and not get weighed down or burdened or overworked or overstressed or overwhelmed. And if you think of yourself as a sphere as far as being three-dimensional, you have your core of you. You have your spirit. You have your God space. And our growth in that relationship really helps bring freedom, brings liberty, brings power to be able to move through and able to grow and be able to expand and be able to reach our potential. So the growth in that area is huge for our personal liberty. And then we have this space, this next shell of us, which is our soul, where we spend all our time wrestling with, right? We wrestle with our mind and our mindset and the way we think and the way are we seeing things correctly and the way are we putting the right thoughts in our head? Or is that really helping empowering us the way we're viewing our situation? Like our mind is such a big part of our soul that we have to grow through and practice and grow in that concept. And then the other part of your soul is your emotions. How much our emotional range goes from one space to the next. And how we have to grow through our emotions and emotional strength and emotional awareness. And then we have our will. Those are really a part of our soul. Our will is our decision making. So our choices. So those are impactful parts. And then the outer layer, which we spend most of our days learning about, is our body, our health. Taking care of ourselves health-wise. And so there's growth that sometimes needs to happen in order for us to play and grow in this realm of personal liberty and personal freedom. So those are what I would throw out there. And after years of adversity that I've narrowed down, sometimes someone else goes through the pain for your gain. And I see that my journey in life and the pain is able to focus on these three fundamental zones. This fundamental zone of the power of you, the fundamental zone of the power of your beliefs, and this fundamental growth zone of the power of personal liberty. So in that, you've got to see where your growth needs to take place. Like, where is your growth plan? Like, where's your growth plan in those zones? That is a lot of overview for you. It's a lot of conceptual overview. But at the core of it, you still need a plan. You still need a plan to grow. Something probably moved or something probably made you think, what zone do I really need to grow in right now? Like, what's going to bring me clarity? What's going to move me forward? What's going to help me be a better leader? It's going to help me manage my business better. Because if you are confident, strong, and stable in you, and you're clear on you, and your growth, and you've self-mastered how to manage yourself, like, all things are possible. All things can be possible for you and your leadership and your business. So that's an important part. So saying all that, you may come to the conclusion like, man, I don't really have a good growth plan. Like, I've never really been on a growth plan. I just kind of pick and choose what comes my way, and I think that might be the best thing for me. Well, look, as a coach, what I love to offer is actually a free time, like free. Everyone likes free, to help you work together to find a simple growth plan, to really get clear on that growth zone you need work in, and to help you narrow that down, create a real easy growth plan so that you can feel confident no matter where you are in life, no matter what situation, whether it's adversity or you're just like an overcomer, high achiever, and you still know you need growth in order to move your vision forward. So reach out, connect, direct message, send me an email. Let me help you offer a free time, a free space to put a growth plan in place so that you can move forward and reach your potential. It's my joy. It's my delight as a coach to move you forward. So that's a great overview. Hopefully at least some of those thoughts framed it for you. I will say that I learned tremendously in that space of my personal life, when that dream had failed, when basketball was taken away, when adversity hit, that I had to put some hooks and some real grounds in to understand my beliefs and my truths, and the ones that would grow me forward and the ones that would limit me. So that was a bucket of growth, or a zone of growth for me. Let's find your zone. Let's find a place you need to grow. Let's charge it. Let's move forward. What time is it?